Alright, so today's story time is one of those story times from way back in the day where I definitely did not think very clearly. I thought this one was a pretty interesting one that I haven't told yet. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. Leave a like on this video if you do enjoy this story time, and let's jump right into it. Now, like I said before, this story time involves Dumbass Luna. Now, I don't know if I ever stopped being a dumbass, but I think I definitely got less dumbass-y. That's not a word, I don't think. But anyway, yeah, Dumbass Luna, okay? Story time takes place in 2015, okay? Now, at this point, I was getting into YouTube videos. I was doing them more frequently. I was uploading pretty frequently. It was kind of when YouTube was getting more serious for me. And around this time, I was trying my best to stay out of trouble. Like, I had a lot of friends that would get themselves into trouble pretty frequently, and I was just trying my best to avoid situations like that. And I was doing a pretty good job, okay? I was on, like, a very good streak of not getting into bullshit situations with my friends, but sadly, that all had to come crashing down one sad day. Okay, so it all starts off as a normal day in 2015. I wake up, I shower, I get ready for my day, and I was really stoked on this day, okay? I was super excited. I was waiting all week for this day to come because me and three of my friends were taking a road trip like 2 hours out to this really big, like, dope theme park near my hometown. Now, it's a pretty well-known theme park, but I'm not going to name drop it because I like going there to this day, and when the pandemic's over, I don't want to not be able to go there anymore because they already suspended me once. I don't want to get suspended indefinitely. So anyway, I was really excited on this day. My friends were coming over at around like 2 p.m. to pick me up, and then we were going out to this theme park, and I was stoked, okay? So fast forward 2 hours later, my friends arrive at my house, they pick me up, and we go out on our road trip of 2 hours to go to this theme park, and I was excited, like really, really, really excited. I felt like when I was like 9 years old and my mom would take me to the water park. Like, I was just stoked, okay? Not to mention, this was one of the first times I'd be paying for myself to get into the park. Usually I'd have to ask my mom for money, but because of YouTube and all of you lovely, beautiful people watching my videos, I was able to pay for myself. So I was beyond stoked, right? So we get to the park, we get in the park, no problems, we pay for our tickets, everything went smoothly, we go and get a locker, we store our stuff in the locker, and then we immediately begin riding rides, right? And like the first hour at being at the park was so much fun, like nothing was going wrong, everything was 110% awesome, just having fun, hanging out with my friends at a really cool theme park, riding rides, you know, what you do at theme parks. And then sadly, one of my friends who was with us, let's just call this friend Alex had a great, bright, just brilliant idea, and by brilliant, I mean totally fucking moronic idea, to pull out a bowl out of nowhere from his back pocket and show it to me and my friends, and he's like, guys, look what I snuck in. And we're just waiting in line for a roller coaster, right? Like, we're just literally waiting to go on this roller coaster, and there's people around us, like tons of people. And I'm like, yo, put that away, like, what are you doing? And he puts it back in his pocket. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, why do you have that here? He's like, I snuck it in, man. Like, I want to smoke here. Like, these rides are going to be even better when we're stoned. I'm like, dude, I can barely handle these rides when I'm sober. If I smoke before I go on these rides, I'll probably pass out on one of the biggest drops on the roller coaster. I'm like, is that what you want, man? An unconscious Austin just flopping over in your lap because I'm literally unconscious? He's like, all right, bro, don't be dramatic. I'm like, I'm just joking, but seriously, man, like, I'm not smoking before I go on these rides. Keep that thing in your pocket. Like, if they catch you and you get kicked out, we all get kicked out, and, like, this is fun. I don't want to get this ruined. He's like, all right, man, fine. And all of my friends agreed with me. They all didn't feel like smoking as well. They just wanted to ride the rides and then worry about that later. So yeah, he put it back in his pocket and we went about our day. We rode that roller coaster. The roller coaster was a lot of fun. And then after that roller coaster, we rode a few more rides. And then we were kind of getting burnt out on rides and we wanted to take a little bit of a break. So we got some food and we sat down in the cafe area. And while we're sitting there are tons of people around us, okay? Like, every single table surrounding us had families at them, and just all sorts of people were around us, right? And all of a sudden, while we're eating, my friend once again pulls out his bowl and then pulls out his lighter and just starts taking a hit. And I'm like, yo, what are you doing? And he's like, what do you think I'm doing, bro? I can't eat before I smoke. I'm like, dude, there's families all around us. Like, they can see this. And sure enough, I look around, and there's two families just staring at us with a death stare because our dumbass friend is just hitting a bowl right in front of everybody. Keep in mind, this is a theme park. There's kids around. There's families. And also, we don't live in California or Colorado. Like, this was 2015 in New York. So you could say things were a little bit different around this time, okay? So I'm like, bro, put that thing away. Like, I don't care about you smoking. Just don't do it here right now. Like, that's not a good idea. And he's like, bro, it's fine. You got nothing to worry about. Like, no one's going to report us or anything. And then I look over at my friend, and my other friend's like, yo, put that shit down, bro. Like, we all agree. Like, put that thing away. We can do it after we leave the park, but, like, don't do it right now in this cafe area. Like, not a good idea. We got 2 hours left here. I don't want to get kicked out early. And I'm like, yeah, come on, man. And he goes, all right, fine, yours are pussies. And he puts it back in his pocket after he takes his hit and blows the smoke out. And I'd say at this point, like 50% of the people in the cafe are staring at us. Like, it was very obvious that pretty much a good majority of these people were staring at us and did not like us whatsoever. So after he put the bowl away, I thought that was it, right? I thought that was the end of it. I thought he wouldn't take it out for the rest of the day and we could just, go about our remaining 2 hours at the park. But right after he put it away, like 5 minutes later, right as we're finishing our food, 2 security guards walk up to the table, as well as a police officer. And they all look at us, and the police officer goes, hey guys, were you smoking over here? And my friend, the stoner, speaks up, and he's like, yeah, officer, I was. I just have really bad anxiety about roller coasters, and I needed a hit of my medicine. And I look at him, and everybody at the table looks at him, and we all just give him like a face of, oh no, man, you can't be trying this right now. And the police officer goes, yeah, well, your medicine should have waited till after the party. And he stands my friend up and he handcuffs him. And then they proceed to handcuff us and walk us over to the security offices and sit us down and start talking to us. And the police officer starts off by saying, all right, guys, so we got a report that you guys were smoking in the cafe area. So we had to come bring you in here, talk to you. Let's start this off by saying, how old are you guys? And we all say our ages, and around this time, none of us were 18 yet. And I don't think that struck anyone off guard, like it was obvious that we were all teenagers. And the police officer goes, okay, now who was smoking? Was it all of you? Was it just a couple of you? One of you? Like, who was it? And my friend raises his hand, Mr. Stoner, and he's like, officer, it was just me. Like, don't arrest these guys for what I did. Like, it was my dumb ass fault. They tried warning me that it was wrong, and I didn't listen. And the officer goes, slow down. None of you are under arrest. And he's like, oh, then why are we in handcuffs? And he's like, I just did that so you guys know this is a serious situation. You shouldn't do it again. But you're not under arrest. And we all just like sigh in relief. And then he goes, but however, you're suspended from the park for 2 years. And then we all just look at each other like, damn, okay. So after this, they take us out of our handcuffs. They escort us back to our locker. We get our stuff out of the locker. Then they escort us out of the park to our car. We get in the car, we wave goodbye, and we leave. And we were not allowed back for 2 years. They took all of our names and our info, and they said that if they saw us in the park within those 2 years that we were suspended, we would then get banned indefinitely, like just banned completely. So yeah, we went back home. My friend apologized like the entire 2-hour drive back home. And it sucked, but at the end of the day, we weren't banned. It was just kind of a long 2 years of not being able to go there. But yeah, in the end, everybody was all good. My friend didn't end up in jail. But yeah, guys, don't be like my friend, Mr. Stoner. It's not a good idea to rip a bowl in the middle of a theme park where there's family and kids around. Definitely not a solid idea. But yeah, guys, I thought the story time was a pretty crazy one and thought you guys would enjoy it. I hope you did enjoy it. If you guys did enjoy this story time, please leave a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you all later. Peace.
Like what's up? They leave me out for the dead and now they know they're fucked. All my texts are unread, that's how I know she's done. My life changed in a flash.